She was the most beautiful girl in the whole village, but one laugh at the wrong man would cost her everything. Sit back, relax, and watch this dramatic story till the end, and don't forget to subscribe for more African folktales. A long time ago, in a lively village surrounded by wide farms and tall palm trees, there lived a young woman named Rose. She was the pride of her family, the daughter of Mama Grace and Papa John, both simple farmers who rose before the sun to till the land and returned home at dusk with tired but joyful faces. Rose was their only daughter, and they loved her dearly. They clothed her in the finest wrappers they could afford. They gave her beads carved from bright wood, and they fed her the sweetest fruits from their farm. She grew into a beauty so striking that people whispered her name as she passed. Her skin was smooth like fresh honey. Her smile could melt even the angriest heart, and her laughter rolled like bells on the wind. But with beauty came pride. Rose loved the attention she received. She often stood by the stream watching her reflection, admiring her eyes, her long hair, and her smooth skin. She would whisper to herself, "Rose, you are too fine for this village. Your husband must be rich, a man of wealth and power. Anything less is beneath you." When her mother called her to help peel yam, she would sigh loudly, "Mama, these hands are too soft to touch rough yam." When other girls fetched water from the stream, Rose sat polishing her nails with hibiscus petals. While they carried firewood, Rose swayed her waist before her mirror, humming songs to herself. The villagers admired her beauty, but many shook their heads in silence. One old woman muttered, "Beauty without humility is like a cooking pot without fire. It looks good but serves no purpose." Still, Rose believed she was destined for greatness. Men came to seek her hand, but if their pockets were not deep, she dismissed them with laughter. One brought palm wine and colonnades. She smiled coldly. "Is this all you can offer?" Another brought a fat goat. She waved him away. "Keep your goat. I deserve more." Her father sighed each night. "Rose, my daughter, marriage is not built on gold alone." But Rose shook her head. "Papa, I will not suffer like others." Then came the day that changed everything. It was a bright market day. Women arranged tomatoes, yams, and peppers in neat piles. Traders shouted their prices. The smell of roasted plantain filled the air, and children chased each other between stalls. Drummers beat soft rhythms under a tree. Rose dressed herself in her best yellow wrapper, beads heavy around her waist, her hair tied with a bright red scarf, her skin glowing with palm oil. She walked into the market like a queen. Every head turned. Whispers followed her steps. "Look at her. She walks like the ground owes her something." From the crowd stepped Samuel, a quiet young farmer. His clothes were simple, his sandals worn, but his eyes were kind. He had loved Rose from afar for many seasons. His heart beat fast, but courage carried him forward. He stood before her, his voice steady. "Rose, my heart has chosen you. I may not be rich, but I have strong hands and a willing spirit. I will work day and night to build us a home. Marry me and let us walk this life together." The market fell silent. The drummers paused. Traders leaned forward to hear Rose's answer. Rose's lips curled into a smile. Then laughter burst from her chest, loud and sharp, so sharp it cut through the crowd. "You, Samuel? You, with dust on your feet and patches on your trousers, you dare to think you can marry me? Do you even own a chicken? Look at your hands, calloused like old wood. Your face burnt by the sun." She laughed again, tilting her head back, covering her mouth with her palm. The market gasped. Some looked away in shame, others shook their heads. One elder whispered, "Words can wound deeper than a spear." Samuel's face flushed, but he said nothing. He quietly bent to pick up his basket and walked away, his silence heavier than her laughter. From that day, whispers followed Rose wherever she went. Mothers told their daughters, "Do not be like her." Friends she once laughed with kept their distance. Men stopped looking at her with desire. Now they looked with caution. Still, Rose's pride grew. Each time she saw her friends marry humble men, hunters, fishermen, farmers, she mocked them. "Look at you, carrying babies on your back, while I still shine like the morning sun." She wore her finest clothes and strutted through the village. But at night, she lay alone staring at the stars, her heart empty, though she never admitted it. Seasons passed. Her beauty remained, but her pride began to rot it from within. The girls she mocked now had homes filled with laughter. Their husbands were not kings, but their joy was loud, their families strong. Rose watched them with envy, though she hid it behind painted smiles. Then came the harvest festival. Drums thundered, fires burned bright, the air smelled of palm wine. The people danced, Their best wrappers glittered under the moon. Rose dressed in red, beads heavy around her neck and wrists. She walked tall, expecting suitors to line before her, but no man approached. Some turned their backs. Others whispered, "She is beautiful, but her heart is empty." Not one hand reached for hers. Not one voice called her name. That night Rose returned home, her mother waiting by the door. Mama Grace's face was heavy with sorrow. "My daughter, beauty without kindness is like food without salt. It may fill the stomach, but it leaves no taste." You laughed at Samuel. You mocked love. Now look around you. What remains? Only silence. Rose felt her heart crack for the first time. Tears stung her eyes. She turned away, but her mother's words followed her like shadows. Days later, she passed by Samuel's new home. It was strong, with shining zinc on the roof. His farm was wide and fruitful. Children laughed as they played in the yard. His wife stood beside him smiling as he carried one child on his back and another in his arms. Their laughter rose into the evening air, piercing Rose's heart. She stopped by the roadside, her hands trembling, her eyes heavy with tears. She whispered, "Pride has stolen my joy." From that day, Rose changed. She fetched water with other women. She helped old men carry firewood. She greeted even beggars with kindness. She no longer mocked or boasted. Her pride melted into humility. The villagers watched. Some forgave her, others still mocked quietly, but Rose endured. She knew she had lost what could never return. She learned to live not with pride, but with respect. And so her story became a lesson told around fires at night. Beauty without kindness is like ripe fruit filled with worms. It may shine outside but rot within. Pride blinds the eyes, but humility opens the heart. Love does not live in gold, but in gentleness and respect. Lesson: pride leads only to emptiness, but humility fills the soul. Sit back for the next story, and don't forget to subscribe.